Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is Gretchen Heidel, and I am live tonight here on Facebook and on Instagram. And I am here discussing the week in astrology this week, and it is already January 2021. Yay! I've been looking forward to saying that out loud. So welcome everybody who is joining me live tonight, whether you are on Facebook or you are on Instagram Live, or you're watching the pre-recorded version on YouTube. Welcome, welcome. I love that everybody's joining tonight. And go ahead and post your in the comments your astrological sign. I love hearing everybody's astrological sign and where you're tuning in from. What area of the country are you joining, or maybe you're outside of the country? That would be exciting too. So we have a lot to go over. In 2021 already, we have big news in astrology happening, and so this is the week of January 4th all the way. The broadcast is going to be between January 4th and January 10th. So welcome everybody. Monica said hello. Dear Brother Light joined, and Andrea said Aries from Vermont. Welcome. And so Gloria said Cancer from Florida. Yay! Gloria, I know that you moved, and I hope that move went well for you. I love watching pictures of your little doggies. So I'm just waiting here for a few people to join. I don't know if you guys felt the energy today. The energy today was kind of crazy and wild, I'll just tell you that. Hey, Margaret, Miss Scorpio, Connecticut. Rita, hi, welcome. Lindsay on Instagram, Aquarius from Vermont, welcome. I love this. Lauren, Virgo, Aries, Moon, Libra rising. Terry said, yep, Mercury retrograde is coming. It is coming, by the way, too. Brother, I didn't know Brother Light on Instagram here said Southern California. That's awesome. Yeah, lots of energy already going on. Naomi is tagging some friends, so that's cool too. Tag some friends. Gloria said very intense. Yeah, I know we're already talking about Mercury retrograde, so we're going to be in it. Jane Moonwolf, yes, finally made it, and she's still a Taurus. We're going to be talking a lot tonight about Taurus, so buckle your seatbelts and let's get started. So, I don't know if any of you felt the energy today on Monday, January 4th, but it was a little intense. Mercury formed a conjunction with Pluto, and anytime Mercury and Pluto meet up, okay, in the astrological world, it's called #intense. And that was in Capricorn, by the way. So we felt that today. The height of it was actually around 8 p.m. tonight Eastern time, so earlier than that if you're out on the West Coast. But there was a lot of astrological energy with Mercury, with Pluto, and Pluto's intense, Mercury's intense, and you get those two together. So if you think about Mercury, it's your brain function. It's like cars, automobiles, planes, trains, buses. It's how we communicate and how we get around. Okay, so Mercury is activated, and it was just very activated today. I felt a big surge of anxiety last night for like really no reason. It was just kind of bubbled up on me. And so your Mercury is your brain function. And I talk a lot in my private sessions about how Mercury, when you think of your brain and how your brain is working, anxiety is often produced because our thoughts are really rapid and they're very quick. Okay, so you're living too much in the future, you're thinking about, you have too much things to do, and your brain starts to get going. And that's basically when Mercury plugged into Pluto, that was kind of what ended up happening, and it made that process speed up, which can increase anxiety. It can increase I guess the good news about this is that it can increase downloads as well. And when people always say, what do you mean by a download? Well, download means that we're getting downloaded with information, with ideas, with inspiration. So that's good, but so that was how we started the week on Monday here. Wendell said, Gemini, New York City, welcome. I still have to get you your recording. Margaret said, no sleep last night. I mean, that's really what this is about, is that the brain is kind of going, and it's very fast and rapid and intense. You partner it with Pluto. Remember, Pluto is the lord of the underworld, okay? So it can be dark. and the thoughts can be dark. It's not like, oh my God, I look so great today and I feel so wonderful. I mean, Pluto tends to be dark, and Pluto is also, it's death. It's symbolic of death, rebirth, transformation, phoenix rising, all of that stuff. And it's just like a lot of like obsession. Pluto, I always say Pluto can be like a pit bull with a bone. Like you can't get that thing out of its mouth. And so obsession, possession, all that kind of stuff, all the light and fluffy things that Pluto is known for, which is not so light and fluffy, by the way. So we tend to think on a little bit of a darker side when Pluto's around. So glad that it peaked out today. We're in it right now as we're talking Monday night, and we're talking about this sort of darker energy, and that was present in the backdrop all day today. And if you watched any of the news today, it was kind of the same deal. Like the news was very sort of dark today. There was a lot of like political stuff and stuff with COVID virus and all kinds of things, that were just bubbling in the backdrop. So yeah, lots of intensity as we start off the work week. Okay, so I want to get into some of the energy because we have a lot of planets shifting in astrological signs. Somebody said had a crazy anxiety. Another person on Instagram said, Martisha said, I couldn't wake up at all yesterday. Yeah, it was just like a lot of energy. It was kind of interesting. Katrina said, Sagittarius, hello from Maine, yay! Yeah, a lot of people are talking about sleep stuff and sleep problems and sleep issues and all those types of things. So it was a lot. But we have planets that are shifting this week. So we have Mars is finally shifting out of Aries. Oh yeah. Thank goodness. It was in Aries, like almost like all of last year, like the last half of the year, because it went retrograde in Aries. Now, Mars only goes retrograde every 2.5 years, so we don't have to deal with Mars retrograde anymore. Okay, but Mars basically is going to be shifting and moving into the astrological sign of Taurus this week on January 6, 2021, okay? So it's going to happen around 5:30 p.m. Eastern time, so earlier than that if you're out on the West Coast. And so Mars moving into Taurus, now we're going to be highlighting some earth signs, and earth signs are going to be getting Mars energy. Now, it is true, Mars is the god of war, so we have to remember that, and Mars doing anything can produce, warlike sort of, things. However, Mars being in its natal sign of Aries was not good, or I should say, yeah, I said that right. Mars being in Aries was not good because Aries is ruled by Mars, and that was like a double bubble, and it was at home in Aries, but it was like too much, okay? So that can be a thing. But with Mars being in an earth sign now, so all the fixed signs are going to feel this. You know what I always say about the fixed signs. Okay, so if you're a Taurus or a Scorpio or a Leo or Aquarius, those are the fixed signs. You'll feel this Mars energy. And then also if you're one of the earth signs, so Virgo, Capricorn, or of course Taurus, if you're a Taurus, you'll feel this for sure. And so remember, I always say Mars is like the engine in the car, or it's like the accelerator pedal in the car. It like gets us up and gets us going. It gives us lots of good things to do as far as inspiration and motivation and drive and ambition and go and all this stuff. And that's the good side of Mars, okay? So Mars can give us a little extra energy. Now, it depends where in your astrological chart Taurus is and like what area or house that it's in, but Mars definitely will make us feel like a surge of that Taurus energy. Now, Taurus is definitely earth, like I said, practical energy, and it's money, honey. So when you talk about Taurus, you're talking about monetary and things that you can see, hear, feel, touch, and smell. Taurus is a very tactile sign. All the Taurus is like that tactile touch and all that. And so Mars being in Taurus is a good thing on an individual level. However, Mars is going to be very active this month. So it's one of the things that basically is like driving. It's a driving ambition, and it's a driving force, in that Taurus like sort of sector and department. And it's one of those things. So you will definitely be feeling this Taurus energy for sure. And I personally couldn't wait for the Taurus energy because when you think about Aries energy, Aries is like go, 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 fighting, arguing, all that stuff that it's been in. Okay, we're moving away from that. Where Taurus is a little bit more earthly, a little bit more grounded, a little bit more stable. So that's good. Jane Moon Wolf, yeah, see, I knew you were going to be talking about that tonight. Mars and Taurus native, you're definitely feeling it, and especially in terms of drive to eat. Taurus is definitely associated with food, my friend. And so that is a thing. So Andrea said, I have no idea where Taurus is in your chart. Oh no. I believe it's in your 11th house, if I remember correctly, which is your house of friendships and groups of people. Kristen said, hey, how you doing? Marianne, Taurus in the 11th house. Yeah, so friendships and groups of people, Marianne. I forget, Marianne, are you Cancer rising? Because Andrea is as well. And so that would put Taurus in the 11th house. So what area of your chart is it highlighting? So when I say these houses, all of the houses have a purpose. Now, even if you don't know where Taurus is in your chart, think about how you get along with Tauruses, okay? So if you have an aunt or, a cousin or best friend or somebody that's a Taurus, then think about how you interact with them, and then you'll kind of know if your energy sort of melds with Taurus energy. Again, if you're an earth sign or even a water sign, because, hello, earth and water are besties, okay? So that could be really helpful. But if you're a Scorpio, I think Corbin was on a little while ago, Scorpio and Taurus are opposites from each other. So that's definitely the most sort of stressful position. But we'll be feeling this. So the last time that Mars was in Taurus was last year, between February 15th and April 1st, 2019. So I say last year, I guess it was the year before technically. I'm still in 2020. So you think about 2019, about it, being in that time frame, that's when Mars was last there. But Mars is going to be in Taurus between this Wednesday, okay, on January 6th, all the way until March 4th, okay, of 2021. So we're going to have a little bubble, okay, of Mars and Taurus time, and that's going to be an extra thing of energy. It's in each area roughly like a month and a half or so, give or take, some month and a half, 2 months, something like that. And so we'll have that infusion in the Taurus sector. So I feel that Taurus, though, is a lot more grounded and earthy. It's just that I guess the sticking point or the ouchy point of Taurus is that it is associated with finances and your material possessions. So like your car, house, boat, stereo system, whatever material possession that you have and that you give value to, that's a Taurus thing. So, but also remember that Taurus is ruled by Venus, the goddess of love and beauty. So what happens when Mars interacts with Venus? So Mars is sexuality, Venus is sensuality. So we have to also know that this is kind of like, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. So there's a little bit of that energy kind of happening. So we want to make sure that with I know this is kind of a weird subject, but I don't know how you say this, but sometimes, when Mars is in Taurus, it's a Venus sign. Yeah. You want to think about feminine energy. You want to think about more, feminine energy, and Mars is masculine energy. So, that could be like someone who's too pushy or somebody, that's not respecting boundaries. So of course that's important to make sure that we have good, healthy boundaries. I think that's important whenever we have any astrology stuff going on. Good, healthy boundaries are definitely a thing. Jane said, pretty sure that's around when you got pregnant with your baby girl. That's wonderful. Oh, thank you, Brian. Brian said he liked my scarf. Nobody else is commenting here on Instagram, but we have a few people watching on Insta and on Facebook here. Oh, July, yay! Hi, July. Welcome on Instagram. Holly said hello, Happy New Year. So yeah, so we're starting off. We're starting off right out of the gate, okay? 2021 with Mars in Taurus, so that's good. I'm glad. I'm happy to see Mars and Aries go. Now, do remember that Taurus is the neck. Okay, so it's the neck, it's the cervical spine, it's the thyroid, it's tonsils, It's the lower jaw, okay? So it's can be TMJ, and Mars, remember, is inflammatory, okay? And so that can create some inflammation, cervical spine, stuff like that. So we want to kind of watch that area if you can watch it. Be protective a little bit if you have spinal issues or cervical issues. And of course, you know, if you have any thyroid stuff, you want to make sure that you're keeping a good eye on the thyroid during this cycle. Okay, so Friday we have a double header. Okay, so Friday on the 8th, we are, oh, I'm sorry, I skipped the fourth quarter lunar cycle. I want to mention that really quickly because we are, that's also on Wednesday, but we keep having like two things on each day. So on Wednesday, fourth quarter lunar cycle is going to be taking place. That's going to be in Libra, okay, at 4:37 a.m. Eastern time. And so on Wednesday, that is the last quarter moon or half moon, okay, until we get to the new moon, which is next week already. The new moon's going to be on next week. It'll be our first new moon of 2021. It will be in Capricorn because, of course, we're in Capricorn season. So the moon is moving through the cardinal signs right now. So the last quarter lunar cycle is to make sure you clean up all your stuff. Okay, that's like a continuation of the last full moon where we got to clean up all of our stuff. So on Wednesday, especially in the morning, we could have a little, challenge or a little thing that we have to make sure that we have everything cleaned up and cleared out so that by the time we get to the new moon next week on January 13th, we will be all set and ready to go to plant our new seeds. So if you think about it like a farmer, you want to make sure that that field is really cleared out, and then so that we can plant the new seeds, okay? Our first new seeds of the year, which is wonderful. Natalie, yes, she said, I'm a Pisces and my emotions are a mess. What is that about? Well, I think you might have missed the beginning of my broadcast because I talked about the energy of today, and it's a hot mess energy. So I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing with you because the energy today was kind of crazy. So after I'm done broadcasting, you can go back in the beginning and watch it. But yeah, there's stuff going on. Okay, so Friday, I wanted to get to the double header on Friday. So we have a lot of energy coming on Friday. So Mercury is going to be moving ahead in the zodiac, except for it's preparing to enter into its very first Mercury retrograde cycle, which will happen at the end of the month on January 30th. So it's not quite Mercury retrograde yet, but it's moving into the sign that it's going to go retrograde in. So it's going to go, our first ever 2021 Mercury retrograde is going to be in Aquarius. So on Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern time on January 8th, Mercury is moving into Aquarius, and it's going to stay in Aquarius a long time until all the way March 16th. So that's a long time to be for Mercury to be in one sign, and it's not even going to go back all the way back into, the sign before. It'll stay in Aquarius that whole time. So again, where is Aquarius in your chart? And if you think about that, that's another fixed sign. That's what I was saying. So Mercury, Aquarius and Leo, Taurus and Scorpio, you guys are all going to be feeling that. And so where is Mercury in where is Aquarius in your astrological chart? So Mercury in Aquarius is quite fun. I actually like Mercury in Aquarius. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. And remember, we're kind of, I talked about, are we moving into the age of Aquarius and all this stuff? Because we have a lot of Aquarian energy right now. We have Jupiter in Aquarius, we have Saturn in Aquarius. Now we're going to have Mercury in Aquarius. And so Mercury in Aquarius is a forward-thinking, futuristic thinking person. I'll be honest, most Mercury in Aquarius people are freaking brilliant. Hard to understand. Often hard to understand. So brilliant to the point of like, what are you even talking about? I'm not even sure, but whatever you're saying is interesting. Mercury and Aquarius people are very, very futuristic and very future thinking, okay, which is, I can't wait. I think all this is connecting us hardcore with science. And, people, I don't know why, but people often think because I'm spiritual and because I do what I do that I'm anti-science, and I'm not that at all. I believe in science, and I feel that science is a really good way of measuring things. I don't think it's the end-all be-all. Okay, I'll just say that. but I do feel that that science is a great way of like measuring and weighing out things and having, you know, sort of, you know, data and facts and things like that. I think it's good. It's not perfect, but it's good. So I've predicted this happening all this year, is that science is going to bubble up and like be the forefront of everything, okay? Especially with this Aquarius energy, because hello, we need to do something to combat the virus, and the virus is mutating just as I had predicted it would. I've been predicting that we were going to have a mutation and then it was going to be spreading faster and those types of things. I did say it was going to be less deadly, and I'm praying that is a fact, but I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But we have variants popping up with the mutations and whatever. So we need science. We need science right now. And so our new heroes might in fact be scientists and doctors, which I would love to see, because I feel that that's it's not to say that athletes don't deserve billions of dollars or whatever in endorsements, but I'd rather see somebody cure COVID or cure cancer. I mean, I think that that's really an important thing. So science is going to be the new shizdizzle. So if you're thinking about changing careers, definitely get into some science, because that's going to be the thing. Brother Light said on Instagram, science and philosophy go hand in hand. And I absolutely agree. I mean, I feel like when we look back at some of the world's greatest scientists and philosophers, I mean, you know, again, it was kind of all sort of not the same, but kind of the same. Just like astrology and astronomy. I mean, you know, there used to be a time when they were one unit. They were not separated. Yes, I said shizdizzle. Melinda said Capricorn, Scorpio rising, Aquarius and Venus. I have my Venus in Aquarius as well, Melinda. Yes, that's going to be an interesting thing with all these planets and highlighting our Venus sign. So where is Aquarius in your chart? It's good for you to know, because then you'll know where this Mercury retrograde is going to be hitting you. So remember that definitely it's something that we want to keep in mind. Mercury retrograde coming up it's going to be on, so that you guys can write it on your calendar. It'll be starting on January 30th at 10:52 a.m. Eastern time, 3 hours earlier if you're on the West Coast, and it'll go direct on February 20th. Okay, so that last week of January, we're going to really start feeling that, okay, energy. And it'll be interesting. And remember, Mercury and Uranus are very similar. So Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, and that's electricity and sort of computers and technology. So it might be a strong Mercury retrograde coming up. But we'll start to get into that. We're getting into that position, and we'll see, you know, how this feels. And again, we can't talk about Aquarius without talking about humanitarian, and really being a humanitarian right now, again, I feel is something we need, because we need to look out for our fellow sisters and brothers. You know, I mean, the world is going crazy a little bit, and people need help. And so I think that would be great too. Wendell 21 on Instagram said, does everyone have Aquarius in their chart? And that is yes. Everybody has all 12 signs, okay, in their astrological chart. It just matters what house or what area they're highlighting, even if the house is empty. So let's say Aquarius is on your 4th house of home and family, but it's empty. That area is totally empty, but it's just in there. Basically, Aquarius in the 4th house of home and family means an unusual household or an unusual family, okay? Because Aquarius likes to kind of march to the beat of its own drummer, okay? So Aquarius tends to be a little bit different or unique or unusual. So your living conditions might be different and unique and unusual. So do you see how that works? So everybody's got Aquarius in their chart. So it depends on where it is. And so you don't have to just be an Aquarius. Everybody feels this stuff. Yes. So Aquarius is a constellation. So if it was in the sky, yes, you do. Okay. So I have people answering the question over here on Instagram. So that's amazing. Yes, that's a good way of putting it. Heart Beasts said Aquarius is a constellation. So if it was in the sky, then of course you have it in your astrological chart. So I like that explanation. Brian said, oh, thank you. You're so intelligent. I'm really getting into this. That's awesome. Yay, Brian. I love inspiring people, because astrology is really a science that we've gotten away from or neglected, or thought, there's a time period where, people were saying it was woo woo and all that. But I'll tell you, if we all used it just as a tool, then I feel I'll be in a little bit of a better place, because I can't tell you how many times I have clients call me and they say, I feel like I'm going crazy, or I feel like this or this is happening. And astrologically speaking, they're right in alignment with where they're supposed to be. I even did that this weekend. I'll share with you guys. I got this big surge of anxiety last night, like huge anxiety. And I was like, I didn't even know where this was coming from. I hadn't looked at the calendar. I took some time off. Okay. I took some time off from astrology, this weekend. Even astrologers need to take time off. I took time off, but I got this huge download, and I'm like, why am I getting, oh my God, I was kind of freaking out. I look at the calendar, Mercury and Pluto are conjunct today. Oh, duh. Okay. That explains it. And so I don't have to feel like it's doom and gloom and like the world's about to end and all that. I just see that Pluto's activated right now, and Pluto tends to think on the terms of darkness. Pluto thoughts are like darker thoughts. So I got sucked into that as well. I mean, just because I'm an astrologer and I can name these cycles doesn't mean I can necessarily avoid the cycles. I'm a human being having my human experience just like everybody else is. It's just that I have that wisdom that I'm able to look at the astrology and go, oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so now I know. So Tammy said, you have Aquarius in the 7th house, Mercury in the 7th also. So yeah, 7th house is the house of marriage and partnerships. By the way, Tammy, so do I. Are you a Leo rising? Because that's my rising sign. But yeah, so if you have Mercury in the 7th house, this is going to be about some romantic time. I keep saying the house of marriage is fun. So Brian on Facebook said, did you find the 11,780 votes in Georgia yet? No, I did not, Brian. Yeah, there's a lot of that stuff going around right now. And so actually Mercury is, not only did it form a conjunction with Pluto on Monday, but on Friday it's a squaring Mars. Okay, Mercury is going to square Mars. So remember, Mercury is talking, and then the square with Mars is going to be contentious, warlike energy. Okay, so there's a lot of that stuff kind of bubbling around, I think, going on in the ether. So we'll have that wonderful stuff. I have to tell you, and I'll talk about this more next week, so make sure you tune in on Monday night. But I'm going to talk about the inauguration day, because Mars is going to form a conjunction with Uranus that day. And I'm quite worried about that day, actually, the day of the inauguration on January 20th. I'm quite worried about that day, because there could be a lot of rioting, fighting, explosions even. I mean, like stuff that's like, whoa, really big, something out of nowhere, shocking thing that could happen on the day of the inauguration. So I would tell everybody, please just stay home. Don't go out. I know we maybe want to do things, and I don't know, people are going to protest or not protest or whatever, but stay home and be safe, okay? Because there's some really contentious energy on that day of the 20th. So, all right, that's the heads up, okay? Just to let y'all know. Wendell said, "Hey, thank you. You're welcome. Heart beast, yay! I haven't talked to you in a while, but I love your posts on Instagram. Very talented artist, Heart Beast on Instagram is. You should follow her page. Okay, so let's see. We have Venus. Okay, so Venus is going to also, remember, Friday's a double header. So we have on January 8th, we have Mercury moving ahead, which is getting into the position of going into the retrograde. And then we have Venus going into Capricorn. Now, this is a normal Venus cycle, okay? So we don't have to make a big hula around this Venus cycle. But Venus is going to move into Capricorn starting on January 8th all the way until February 2nd. And that's the normal Venus. It's around 1 month long. And so Venus moving into Capricorn is all about it's a little not, it's not very romantic, we'll just say that. It's all about return to the classics. Okay, so Venus, remember, we talked a lot about Mars. Mars is sexuality, where Miss Venus is sensuality. Okay, she's the goddess of love and beauty. She was Aphrodite, okay, in Greek mythology. Okay, so when we look up Capricorn and Venus, and we combine those two together, that's a return to the classics, because Capricorn, can be very conservative, old school, all that. I don't know what sign, I can't remember what sign Jackie O was, but when I think of Capricorn, like Venus and Capricorn, I kind of think of like a Jackie O, okay, kind of look. Very classic, doesn't go out of date, doesn't go out of style. Sophisticated, understated, but very makes a presence, because that's the thing. So that's the sort of style of Venus and Capricorn. But unfortunately or fortunately, whatever way you want to look at it, Venus and Capricorn is associated with kind of business and money. And when you combine Venus with money, that's a little icky, that because that can be somebody who's very focused on marrying somebody who is has a little prosperity or a little money. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that if that's what you're into, but in other words, security comes through money. And we have some money stuff activated right now too, because Mars is going to be in Taurus. Now Venus is going to be in another Earth sign, okay, in Capricorn. And so those two are going to form a lovely trine together on the next day, on Saturday the 9th. They're going to trine each other, which is very positive. When you bring Venus and Mars together, that's a positive thing, because those two, again, it's love and sensuality and mixed up with sexuality, which can be quite a beautiful connection. When we have the Earth signs activated, it's going to be a little bit more practical. It's not going to be like these two are in fire signs and they just get caught up in the energy of the romance. And then I always pick on poor Britney Spears for that, because she got married for one day or 48 hours in Las Vegas. That's more of like a fire sign thing. Earth signs like to be practical. They like to court, okay, for a long time. They like to get to know you. They like to get to know the family. They like to get to know, is this a solid, safe bet? And I think we all could learn a little bit from Earth signs when it comes to love and romance, because a lot of times I feel like a lot of fire sign people write romance books, and it's all about the and the person on the white horse, and you just get whisked away, and you just kind of get whatever. But it's one of those things that I think that we need to come into our, a little bit more factual, Earth signs always, I admire Earth signs, because you guys always keep a really good head on your shoulders in love. You guys can tend to really think of things through and go, well, that person didn't show up, so I'm not going to call him back. Not to say that Earth signs can't get caught up in love too, but you guys have a better handle, a little bit better grip on things, I feel. Yes, Brian, there's a lot of colors associated with the different signs, so that's a long question. But I could talk about that sometime. I think that would be fun topic. You guys give me lots of inspiration and ideas, so Brian, you're inspiring me. I will maybe do a talk about that in the future. Juliet said, we just make it look easy. Yeah, Earth signs make it look easy, the love factor. Not to say it's easy for them, because it's not. But you guys are really good at just pinpointing good partners and whatever. I think we all could study Earth signs. Andrea said, Earth signs, they are stubborn and controlling. Maybe that's a way of looking at it, and sometimes people could interpret it that way. However, Earth signs get what they want at the end of the day. I feel like that's, I don't know, I just feel like that's admirable when it comes to love, because I feel like, okay, I'll talk about this one quick thing, and then I'll move on to cards and whatever, but this is dating and relationship coaching. A lot of times, especially if you're single, so please listen, okay, if you guys are single, or if you're in a partnership, a lot of times what we do is we get sucked into the person. Okay, we get sucked into the person, And then our goals, our dreams, our aspirations, or how we saw our life, or what we're sort of striving for, becomes the thing that's malleable. Okay, and that can be adjusted because this person is so wonderful. I think what earth signs tend to do is they tend to come up with the dream of what they would like, and they stick to the dream, and then they try to find someone that matches their dream. And I feel that that's really more of the kind of right thing to do, because oftentimes we get real derailed. We go down the wrong pathway when we start to go out of whatever our goal was and whatever our dream was, and however we saw our life being. We went away from that, and then we went towards a person because they were cute and they were the one that talked to us and they were this and this and this, and we get derailed by that. And then next thing you know, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years later, you wake up and it's like, what in the hell did my life become? And it's because we thought that there was only one person that could, even maybe like us, but they maybe don't have a lifestyle that you like, or they don't have the same goals as you do, or maybe they don't even have the same ethics as you. And then we go way down that pathway, totally away from that, where we were supposed to be heading toward our goal, our dream, and our aspiration. And that's the thing that we have to kind of keep that more solid, steady, stable, and secure. And I feel like that's what earth signs are really good at doing. And I'm not saying that other signs can't do that, but I think that they're really good at doing that. So Lindsay here on Insta said that is resonating very deeply. Hey, Karen, welcome. Emily said, oh yeah, 15 years. Yep, she knows about going down that other pathway. Oh, thank you, Andrea. She said, have a session with Gretchen. Thank you. And Amir said, we don't settle for anything less. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. That's what we do. And really the first model, what I was just talking about, of when we go down the pathway toward the wrong person, or the person that's not in alignment with our hopes, goals, and dreams, when we go down the wrong pathway and we go down and we follow just because it's really, we're doing that out of scarcity, thinking that we'll never find anybody else. Nobody else will look at us the same way. Nobody else will talk to us in the same way. Nobody else. And maybe it won't be exactly the same, but maybe it'll be healthier. And maybe it'll be more in alignment with your hopes, goals, and dreams. I mean, even science lines up with this in psychology. They tell you, Psychology Today, that the best relationships have big, like, sort of goals and dreams in alignment with each other. Okay, so let's say your goal in life is to have, like, the stable house, the white picket fence, the kids, and happy marriage, stable, and then yet you're fixed on someone who just wants to travel, never ever, no kids, not even a hamster or dog, and they're clearly not the right. But again, you get hooked in, and you think, sometimes we get into that, like, oh, well, maybe I'll change for them, or they'll change for me, and we could meet in the middle and live here and then travel half time, and everybody's trying to, like, put that round peg through a square hole. And I feel like that's what I see time and time. I've been doing professional readings for a really long time now, close to 20 years, and even way longer than that, just privately, like for friends and family. And I'll tell you, earth signs, or people with Venus in an earth sign. Okay, so Venus in Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, and we have Venus going into Capricorn on Friday, on January 8th. You guys are really good at staying aligned with your goal. And it's like, oh, well, that person was nice, that person was cute, that person was this or that, but they just want to travel all the time, and I want to have a steady home and a family and all that. So I'll just say, there you guys, I feel like that is what they're good at, and we could all learn from them. I'll just say that. I feel like we could all learn from them. Stay aligned with your goals, your hopes, your dreams, and don't get sidetracked. Okay, so that was my little tangent. Yes. So Amy said, oh Yay. Hi, Amy. Taurus with Aries rising. Happy New Year, girl. Jackie said, you're an earth sign and just ended a 25-year, I'm trying to click on this to see, and it was exactly what you said. Maybe you're an exception to the rule. Well, I mean, 25 years is a long time. So you're actually kind of proving the point there, Jackie, of 20, you're in it for 25 years. And here's the thing. We do change and we do grow. Every 7 years we go through cycles, just to let you know. And we do change and we do grow. Okay. And sometimes people don't grow together. That is a fact. I mean, you can do all the vetting in the world and then all of a sudden someone in 7 years could change and kind of go a little cray cray or a little out there, or just their goals and hopes and dreams based on what they're living in their life changed. And sometimes we change our mind. And so that's not a bad thing, but 25 years is a long time. A lot of people don't stay married that long anymore, Jackie. So at least give yourself credit for that. I mean, even if it wasn't exactly what you wanted or healthy, you still were able to be in that. Lynn said, love it. Thank you very much. Sarah said 100%. So yes, so we have Venus in Capricorn, and that will be lasting from Friday, January 8th, all the way until February 2nd. Okay, so we have a lot of good energy coming. I'm going to be posting a lot of the astrology of what's going on as far as the day-to-day on both my Instagram page and my astrology updates page. So please make sure that you go ahead and check those out for the day by day. I didn't see this, Monica, about something about January 6th being the election. Okay, we can talk about that. I have told you guys I felt every step of the way this was going to be fought. I don't remember the date of it, but I had a big election Monday night special that it was back when the election was taking place. Counting, remember I said to you guys, counting and recounting and counting again, but I did feel that maybe the Senate would not be Democratic. I felt like that things would be, in other words, that Joe Biden would be kind of put in a position of having to fight sort of like the same type of thing as Obama in a way. I hope I'm wrong. About that, but that, that's a whole other, that's just my personal opinion. But I think that might end up being the way that it goes. However, fingers crossed, Mars moving into Taurus is a good indication that there's going to be some solid ground. I'm more worried about the inauguration day. Which I had already said, so I hope check that out. Okay, so I want to pull some cards and ask you guys if you have any questions, astrologically speaking, or about anything. I'm only going to answer a few questions, and then I'll pull a card for the week. And I like to leave you guys with the card for the week. And if you guys have not done so, please subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Okay, and like the video, share the video, and because that helps with the algorithm. So thank you for your continued support. I love that you guys are watching. Okay, so I'm not getting any questions yet as far as personal questions, but I'm going to pull a card from the week. Andrea said they are saying Trump is not planning to show up at the inauguration. Well, that doesn't surprise me. I actually saw him quitting. I did. I saw Donald Trump quitting. I had a dream about it, so who knows. Okay, still nursing your broken heart. I got Wendell on Instagram about her broken heart. So I wanna ask about Wendell's broken heart. Okay, what does she need to know about her broken heart? Listen, Mercury retrograde's coming. Oh God, girl, you got Mercury. And you got communication. And Mercury is definitely talking and communicating, and the card of communication is talking and communicating. Wendell, it's not over until it's over, okay? I'll just say that. So I don't see the person gone. It's just like, not to say you have to take them back, okay? But remember, Mercury retrograde is revisiting, reconnecting, realigning, and when we look at Mercury retrograde, we want to look at that whole week, the whole last week there, okay, of January is when it starts. And then I can't tell you, you guys don't even realize, but I can't even tell you how many times I've been live and I start talking about Mercury retrograde and exes coming back, and next thing you know, I get a text from one of my exes going, hey, what's up? And they don't even know I'm live. Like, it just like comes on the screen. It's so funny. So exes always come back on Mercury retrograde, I'll just tell you. And then Andrea made a good point, and she reminded me, whatever you do, don't break up with somebody during Mercury retrograde, because if you want something to stick, okay, if you want something to stick, you don't do it during Mercury retrograde, which is why it's said to not start new things during Mercury retrograde. So you don't want to get a new job or a new, relationship. You don't want to start dating somebody either on Mercury retrograde, because it won't stick. Because when the retrograde is over, everything reverses back. So that is a thing. Okay, so let's see. All right, I'm trying to look around my phone here because I have two broadcasts going at the same time. I'm getting a little better at this. I actually, for Christmas, got a little holder for my phone, so now my phone won't keep dropping in the middle of the broadcast. Okay, Lisa said, any immigration application updates for COVID expat? Yeah, let's look. You're welcome, Wendell. You'll hear back from him. You'll hear. Don't worry. All right, so Lisa, any immigration? I can't show that card on TV here. They might ban me from YouTube. It has a picture of a naked lady on it. It's a very artistic picture, but it's the card of love. Okay, so it's Venus, and I can't show you that card, so I don't want to get banned from from the live broadcasting. So yeah, I mean, it's interesting because I do feel that you'll end up hearing back. Taking some time, delays, obstacles, blah, 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 blah. I'd have to look at your personal chart to see about timing, but I don't know. I get a good feeling. About it. I keep feeling like it's delayed. It is gonna be changing back. I don't know. I feel like there's something in March, maybe, Lisa. Okay, so just to let you know, you are getting the World card, which is good news because you're trying to do immigration work. And then still waiting on the status. We're still not sure. She's like, I'm not sure. So we're still waiting on the status here. And then something changes, okay? And the Wheel of Fortune is usually a good sign because I always say what's up must go down and what's down must go up. So it's going to, whatever circumstance is going to be changing, okay? So, and then I can't show you the naked lady card, but that's romance. And so it means that it's going to be working. It's just, I don't know, I got a spike in energy around March/April, so maybe it is the end of March or even the very, very beginning of April. Okay, so I hope that helps. Okay, Tara, text me. Okay. And somebody else, let's see, I missed a couple questions here. Heartbeat said, am I facing more doom and gloom or positive change in the next few months? Oh boy. All right, that's a loaded question there, girl. Remember, our thoughts. Okay, listen, everybody. This is your new mantra. Negativity is like praying for what you don't want. Fear is like praying for what you don't want. Okay, so remember, when you keep thinking, is it doom and gloom? The next shoe's gonna drop? What else is gonna happen? Remember, that pulls the energy in. And I realize there's a lot of quote unquote real stuff going on out there. There's COVID, there's all kinds of things, okay? No, don't be sorry. She's saying, I'm sorry. No, don't be sorry. This is the message, okay? So just make sure that you're listening, okay? So when you say doom and gloom, like, just remember that our thoughts create our reality. And so it's quantum physics. You know, I mean, when you start to think about it, it's like Schrodinger's cat, okay? And so it's something that you want to make sure that if you was, you know, Schrodinger, it's like a gruesome thing, but they did a science experiment, and if, you know, he found that if the scientists thought the cat would be dead, the cat would be dead when they opened the box, and if the cat would be alive, then the cat would be alive. So make sure that you align your thoughts with what it is you want. I often see with people, like, maybe a bad thing happens, and let's use it in a benign sort of like mundane kind of way, right? Where let's say you wake up in the morning, you stub your toe, you spill your coffee, you know, and then the car doesn't start, and all these things happen, right? And then you can just spiral down, right? And then that's a rut, okay? And then you go, oh, I had bad luck yesterday. So then this, you know, and then the pattern starts. So right after you stub your toe and you spill your coffee or whatever, and you get that, you have to just take a moment and get into yourself and go, nope, this is not my day. This is not, you know, because a lot of times people will at that point declare it a bad day, and it's just the morning. You haven't even started your day yet. It's just the morning. So you want to make sure that you get your thoughts in that alignment. Okay. So what does she what gifts and blessings, we'll say, what gifts and blessings is she going to have in the next few months? And this is for hurt beasts. Oh my God, girl. I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you. Blocks lifted. Blocks lifted was her card. Okay. She's on Instagram. So I'm showing Instagram card. Blocks lifted, girl. Oh my God. That couldn't be a better card. Okay. I'll just say that. Previous obstacles come from fear and are now being lifted away. That's the message, Archangel Gabriel cards. Okay. So just keep in mind, if you expect a block to be there, the block will be there. So you want to make sure that it's like, oh, that was yesterday. Today's a whole new day. I love, that's my favorite saying, is like, today is a new day, because it's just a way of like resetting the energy. Okay. Like, you know, and you can just pray on it. Just because last week was a bad week or yesterday was a bad day doesn't mean it's going to be true for today. So remember, every day we get a new reset button, and even within an hour you can reset your energy instantly. It's just, you have to have the awareness. I'll have a bad day, I'll spill my tea, I'll accidentally stub my toe, whatever, and then I get back and I'll catch myself and go, oh, that's gonna suck, I'm not gonna have the rest of the day like this. And so then I'll come back into alignment, and I'll slow my energy down, and I'll come back in and I'll go, no, today's the rest of the day. Oh, I got all the bad stuff out of the way already. So now the rest of the day is going to be great. And I'll get back into alignment. And more often than not, it works really well, unless if I really spiraled, but yeah. Any card about spiritual life of your departed children? Oh, your dachshunds who passed away. Oh no, I'm sorry, Brian. I still feel like they come around you. You said they, so I'm assuming, or children, you said, so that's a plural. I'm just seeing one. That maybe they both look alike, but often the dominant one will come to me first, or the one that's like real, you know, kind of in my face. And there's one that's like wagging their tail like 1,000 miles an hour. And that particular one comes around you. And I actually feel, Brian, that you might even still hear this particular dog. Like there's sounds and noises around the house where you're like looking, and you think it might even be the sound of the collar or some kind of a noise that the dog would make, and you literally are hearing. That's how the dog is communicating with you. I have a little lag going on Facebook here. I hope Spirit sometimes does that, just to let you guys know. Spirit messes with technology. So this dog, by the way, it was very very high, like, I don't want to say hyper, but very high energy, this particular dog. And I feel like I almost feel like there's a clicking noise of like the feet, or clicking from the collar, but there's some kind of a noise that is associated with this dog in life that you are still hearing, okay, around your home. And and I feel like this is the thing. But our animal spirits are very beautiful in the fact that they have no complication with with sort of, I don't know how to explain. Like, people are very complex. Animal spirits are very like pure. Okay, so when the animal comes there, it's just like, "Hi, Dad, how you doing?" Or whatever, and they come around you, and so I feel like that's something that you will hear. I'm not sure, Brian, if you're getting this message, but I hope that helps. So, but they stay with us. They stay with us, and they stay on the marble floors. Yeah, that's exactly it. I feel like this one particular dog. There is somebody talking about a liver thing, Brian. I'm not sure if it's the dog or if it's a person, but there is somebody talking about a liver problem. I don't know if it was like a tumor or something in the liver, but there is somebody talking about a liver issue, and that side of my body is starting to light up. Okay, so liver, gallbladder, all that kind of side. But I'm not sure if that's the dog or if it is a person that's with the dogs, because sometimes a deceased relative will hang out with our pets, and that's kind of fun too. Oh, Brian said his name is Hunter. Yeah, he was really spunky, but yeah, I'm not sure who the liver person is or animal, if that was a liver, but there's a liver energy going on. Yeah, so I hope that helps, Brian. So I'm going to pull a card for this week. What does everybody need to know? It's a one collective card for everybody. And like I said, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to YouTube. I post these, and I'm going to start in my personal goal for 2020. I don't know if anybody has any good New Year's resolutions or good goals, but my goal for 2020 is I'm going to be posting a lot more on YouTube, not just my Monday night videos, but I'm going to be posting additional content. So people were asking about classes and people were asking about different things. I'm going to be posting on YouTube. So that is a good thing. You're welcome, Brian. He said thank you. Kristen said thank you. I'm not sure, Brian, do you know who the liver person or animal is? Because there's a liver thing activated. I just was curious. Okay, so I'm going to do one card, okay, a collective card. What do we need to know this week? And what's the most important thing we need to know about astrologically speaking or planetary wise? I am using the cards of Archangel Gabriel, okay? And so what do we need to know? Collective card for everybody. What does Gabriel want us to know? Gabriel, listen only to love. Listen only to love is the name of the card here, okay? Don't allow fear to distract you from your divine mission. And we were talking about that with love. We have a lot of love energy, okay, tonight. And, okay, don't allow fear, because remember, you can't be in love and fear at the same time. Okay, they're at cross purposes with each other. Okay, fear or faith, fear or love. You can switch out love and faith. Okay, you can't be in, and I haven't talked about that in a while. That's like kind of an older concept, but yeah, you can't be in fear or faith. You have to pick one. And so, it is one of those things that definitely we want to be in the love, be in the faith. Okay, that's the best thing, and having faith is a good thing. So I get people ask me, definitely text me. I took the last 2 weeks. I was only working kind of part-time the last 2 weeks because I actually took some time off, which I never take time off or vacations. But I took some time off this year because, I'm trying to practice what I preach, which is self-love. Okay. And so, please text me or call me if you'd like to have a personalized astrological session for yourself. And if you are looking for a belated gift certificate for a post-holiday gift or a birthday gift or something, definitely let me know. And I have those gift cards. I can send you a PDF with that. So thank you so much, everybody, for all of your love, all your support. remember, listen only to love. Don't allow fear to interrupt your love, okay? And so listen to love this week. There's going to be a lot of fear energies around there, just to let you know. A lot of fear energy is out there in the world, and we have new COVID strains and all this political stuff. So you want to make sure you listen to love, okay? Stay safe, everybody. I'm sending you all lots of love from my heart, and be well. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening.